Hello everyone, welcome to Cricket Next. I have some very good news for RCB fans. RCB have beaten Mumbai Indians today at the Arun Jaitley Stadium and they have qualified for the playoffs of the WPL 2024. Well, I have Suramya Kaushik with me who was at the stadium, who was watching RCB dismantle Mumbai Indians. So Suramya, how was the experience there? What do you think about the match overall?
Well, Bansal, I'm really very happy for the RCB fans, because the last season RCB couldn't make it to the top three. This time around, they've made it to the playoffs. And again, I actually thought that it will be a very tough contest. It will be a nail biter, or for that matter, last over finish. But it was all one sided. And thanks to Ellyse Perry, the way she bowled, it was phenomenal. And actually, kudos to the RCB team. Also, Smriti Mandhana, the way she backed the players, after that last ball loss, that just one run loss, RCB must have thought, what we can do different, what we can change, but they didn't do anything different. They just remained to the same sort of track. They applied their skills, they applied whatever they had in their camp, and they just came to face MI. And it completely showcased that how MI were outplayed by RCB in today's match.
Okay, so you talked about Ellyse Perry, but tell us in more detail, like how was she bowling? How was she able to do this well, like taking 6 wickets and doing such less number of runs? I mean, it's quite unbelievable to that a bowler has picked up 6 wickets in a T20 match in just 4 overs. So what was she doing there against MI batters?
Yeah, I think if I have to put it very philosophically, I would say that she was breathing fire. That was exactly what she was doing today. But if I have to go with her bowling skills, well, there is no doubt about her skills. But the fact of the matter is that she was wicketless in the whole tournament before this match. And comes Ellyse Perry and takes 6 wickets. I think it's really very great for someone like Perry. But I think a huge role and contribution is of Smriti Mandhana as well. The way she contributed to the whole team setup and the way she backed players. Now, coming back to what Perry did, I think it was Sophie Devine, who first gave the bait to the RCB side, and then Ellyse Perry entered the scenes. And the way she entered the scenes, those 2 wickets, I think those two crucial wickets were completely. In charge of what happened with RCB, the way RCB went ahead in this match, especially that big wicket of Harmanpreet Kaur. Harman breathed fire in the last match against Gujarat Giants. 95
Right.
runs she made, and she actually snatched the win from the jaws of defeat, Harman. So everybody was quite expecting Harman to play big. But when you are blinded by a ball like that, so it speaks a lot that what was that kind of a ball. So Ellyse Perry bowled really well, and I think I won't go much into details. I won't go wicket by wicket. I would actually love to say that she sticks to her lengths and lines, and that's
Okay.
something that worked out for her. She didn't do anything different. She wasn't trying too many variations. She wasn't trying to bowl different kind of balls. She just stick to the plans, and that eventually worked out for Perry. Because if you send back more than half of a team, which means that it's your day. You are sticking to your plans, you are implementing what you have planned with the team back in the dressing room, and you're doing exactly what you have been asked to or what you have planned. And that's all worked out for Ellyse Perry. And I think these are some days, where you actually thank yourself to be a cricketer, because on the other days you can come back or you can go back with a disappointment. But something like this, 40 runs with bat is also not an ordinary effort. It's a special effort, and Perry doing that, it's something really great. So you're smashing the winning runs, you're hitting six of the last ball and taking your team to the playoffs. That's special. And also taking 6 wickets, that's also special. But I think if one wicket I will have to pick today that changed the game, was that Harman's one.
Harman's wicket, right? To get her out for a duck was a really special part of special thing for Perry. But do you
True.
think that we can call this match Ellyse Perry versus MI instead of RCB versus MI? Considering because she took the catch even for the first wicket that you
Yeah.
mentioned, Sophie Devine took, then
Yeah.
taking 6 wickets and then hitting the winning runs, anchoring the chase as well with 40
Yeah.
runs. So will it be fair to say it was Ellyse Perry versus MI today?
Absolutely. All the RCB fans who had come to the stadium, to the Arun Jaitley Stadium to watch the match, they were just chanting Perry, Perry, bring Perry. And obviously, you can't let Perry bowl all the 20 overs, right? But that's what was the demand of the spectators here because they were in awe of Perry today. And as you mentioned, it'll be fair enough to say that it was Perry versus Mumbai Indians today, with bat, with ball in the field. You rightly mentioned, that first wicket of the day that happened, Sophie Devine bowled and Ellyse Perry, she actually leaned a bit forward and took a fantastic catch. So she was everywhere in the field today. And, very few days come like that. On very few occasions it happens that, a player stands tall. But today we can definitely say that it was Perry's day. The way she bowled, the way she batted, the way she fielded, it was all phenomenal. And, Smriti Mandhana, the skipper of the RCB side, came for the press conference and she said that, Ellyse Perry has everything in her. She has got all the skills. She has got that talent in her. And that is something what's required from a player. So I asked her, how important a skipper's role becomes, when you have to back a player who hasn't been performing that great. And then in a important match like this, you back the player and you give the ball to the player. She said that, it becomes important to back players because you know what is the strength in a player. And I think that's why I'm again and again saying that a lot of credit also goes to Smriti Mandhana. One of the questions for her was that how she, controlled herself and how she actually came up after the one-run loss that happened the other night against Delhi Capitals. She said that I'm a captain. I am not an emotional person. I can't be driven by emotion. So I was just emotionless. I didn't think much. I just slept. The next day, I woke up and I just told everyone that stick to your basics, stick to your game. And that's how we back Perry as well, that you have got all the talent in you. You just have to bowl or you just have to play your natural game. She played her natural game and she got those 6 wickets. She smashed those runs. I think that's what happened. But Bansal, not to forget that MI were horrible in field today.
Okay.
They could have been in this game, but they were horrible in their fielding. Obviously, you might have seen those two drop catches from Nat
Right.
Silver Brunt, those misfields. They gave 11 wides. Can you think of it in a T20 match? 11 wides. The whole match
Especially
can be
when you are
costly.
defending 114, so you
Absolutely.
can't win those games then.
Absolutely. And see, it's actually, I think it's all written because all those two dropped catches were from Nat Silverbrunt. And one, she gave life to Richa Ghosh. And that was something really, really very interesting because she had those animated reactions on her face. And Shabnam smiled. She was furious. She was very annoyed with that. And obviously, if two of the catches of your ball will be dropped by a single player only, you will be annoyed.
I
But that
think
was the
bowlers
whole
are
case.
bound to get furious with those kind of things. And also, you mentioned very appropriately for Smriti Mandhana. I think her bowling changes, her fielding setups have been spot on throughout the tournament. We have seen
Yeah.
since Renuka is good at the start of the innings, she gives her 3 or 4 overs right on the trot in the power play itself, and then she lets her spinners do the bowling towards the death overs, which we don't see
She used
much of
four
in
bowlers
T20.
today as well, Vansal. She used four bowlers in the power play. So you have
Right.
mentioned pretty right that in all the matches that have happened in this tournament, she has done that. But one thing I would like to mention here, and I think this is something for RCB to really note down and actually think about, is that Mandana's batting performance hasn't been great ever since she has, come to Delhi. The last time she scored well was in Bangalore on 4th March when they played their last fixture over there. And ever since the bandwagon shifted to Delhi, she hasn't been among runs. She
Right.
scored 11 today. She scored 20 odd runs against the Gujarat Giants, if I'm not wrong. And then she also
Right.
scored just 5 runs against Delhi
But
Capitals.
but do,
So
do you think she would be concerned with such form of hers with the bat, especially now the next match will be an eliminator?
oh, I really don't know what she'll be thinking right now because most
Okay.
likely, as we can guess, you will see a repeat telecast of the teams who will be playing the eliminator. Most likely, it's going to be MI
Right.
versus RCB again in the eliminator. And there, she will really need to be good with the bat because, every day you can't expect MI to be as poor as they were today in the
True.
field. MI, it's a very, very great side. They are defending champions. They showcased last year what they have got in them. In this year tournament as well, they showcased what they have got. Today they got in wicket keeper batter Bala, but that was a forced change, because Yastika Bhatia wasn't there. But if you see the whole tournament of Mumbai Indians, they have never tinkered with their playing 11. They have stick to the same players in the 11 as they had in the first match, which means that they always back players and they have strong belief in their players, which will also mean that they will be coming up with more or so the same team in the eliminator, and they won't let all these, hiccups happen once again in the tournament. So Smriti Mandhana really need to be careful with the bat, but I think she might be taking some rest out there because she knows that now Perry is among runs. Richa Ghosh, oh my God, I just can't stop speaking about Richa Ghosh. She was dropped at two, in by Nat Silver Brunt as we were talking. I think it was in the ninth over. And then she scored 36 or 38 runs. So 30 odd runs she scored.
Right.
And yeah, so so that speaks volumes what Ghosh has also got in her. But if they need to be in final, the skipper, RCB skipper, would really, really need to do really
Come on
good
to
with
the
the bat
stage.
as well. Yeah,
Yeah, right. I think you mentioned right about Richago. She has been amazing throughout the tournament. I was there at the stadium for the last game, and she was just
yeah.
unbelievable. But just one more thing, Suranga, before I let you go.
Hmm.
Do you think this kind of a defeat, such a thumping defeat, will play on the minds of MI players? Considering that they will again face RCB in a couple of days for the playoff match. So how are MI going to take this? And do you see them making any changes in their playing 11 or in their tactics going forward?
No, I don't think so. If you see MI as a team and as a franchisee also, and I'm talking about MI across various, T20
Right.
leagues. If you
Throughout
see
the
the
league.
way they plan things, yeah, throughout the 2020 leagues, and I'm not just talking about WPL. If you even see IPL and other
Right.
formats or leagues where
Right.
MI plays, they always stick with their 11. And that has been a plus point with Mumbai Indians. They only change their 11 if there is a forced change. Today as well, getting in Bala in place of Yastika Bhatia was a forced change for MI. It wasn't a tinkering with the 11. So, more or so, we have seen that MI stick to their 11 and they back their players. So, given that, I don't think so that they will be making a lot of changes in their 11. They might stick to the core of, their team. We also saw it in the auction, in the WPL auction, how they didn't go
Right.
ahead with different kind of players. They more or so stick to their core players, which eventually might happen in the eliminator also. Now, you asked about change in planning, change in tactics. I think that might happen because you really need to change your planning or to think differently, because every time now you have seen that every time Harmanpreet can't come and win you matches.
Absolutely
So
right.
you will have to think of who can be the match winners for you. So that's something that they'll have to think about. It's also, after today's match, they will need to make strong fielding plans. They will have to come up with solid plans in the field and solid plans in bowling as well. Now, Shabnam Ismail, if you see, so even if you see stats, Harmanpreet Kaur is the only MI batter in top 10 list of batters. If you see the bowling list in the purple cap race, you'll
Right.
just find
Only four
Shabnam
coming.
Ismail. Yeah. And the second leading wicket taker for them is Saika Ishaq. So you just can't go by three players to win you matches or
Right.
win you eliminators, so to say. So on that front, they will have to, tweak their plans and have to think more. What do you say? They have to be focused to win the eliminators, so to get into the final match. But apart from that, I don't think so that they'll be making any more changes. They haven't done that in any of their leagues. And today, Mrs. Ambani was also there in the ground.
Right.
She was seen, consoling the players. She was seen talking with Harmanpreet Kaur after the match.
Yeah.
So she has
I
seen a
think she was
lot of
also
matches in her
seen
life.
congratulating the RCB players, the RCB skipper
Yes.
as well. She was seen talking with
Yeah.
Smriti Mandhana as well. So I think it's
Yeah.
going to be a cracker of a contest in the playoffs. RCB will again face MI. We can hope that RCB might go to the finals this time. But MI are a formidable side, as you just mentioned. Well, it was great talking to you, Suramya. Thank you for all your insights. that you brought from the Arun Jaitley Stadium. I will catch you later. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So that was Suramya Kaushik with us. RCB have qualified for the playoffs, and they will be facing Mumbai Indians on 15th of March. Stay tuned with Cricket Next. We'll bring you all the updates from WPL. Thank you so much.
फास्टेस्ट क्रिकेट स्कोर अपडेट्स या सबसे डिटेल्ड स्टैट्स,
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या हेल्दी डिबेट्स,
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज, सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट मतलब क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट।